Yes, I Can See Dead People from 2008, directed by newcomer David Lee and starring Stephen Chung of Boys fame, duo that he has together with Kenny Kwan, and also starring Mandy Chang. Youngsters and newcomers galore, especially our director, who gives us the story of Chung's Nam, who is in a family that has since many generations been able to communicate with spirits. And in his case, he handles it in a kind of laid-back manner, taking care of his friends, his deceased friends, and closing his eyes to the actual horrific sights before him. Also, he tries to be the Casanova of the apartment complex, doing only fairly well in that regard. But in regards to his actual skill, he has to step up responsibility, because when his elder brother comes home after a weekend trip, he's seemingly possessed. So you're a new director, and how do you go about things? Well, one is to take the easy route, play it safe for your first feature, but hopefully get something sincere on screen. So David Lee goes the I See Dead People route. He challenges genre notions very little, but surprises in the end actually. For half a feature though, this is a problematic rookie work. Because you see, Lee seems more interested in providing technically accomplished stuff for his demo reel, and he lays on the scare tactics heavily. Those tactics are achieved via amped audio and heavy-duty impact editing, fast editing. And it really doesn't work when he concerns himself with only the plot strands of Nam, Tung, and Tung, his elder brother's girlfriend. It's not too intense, the scare tactics, but it's repetition. And to top it all off, some key sequences are so dark they actually seem too dark. Maybe DVD setting, I don't know. Everything's very cinematic and foreboding also, especially the dimly lit Hong Kong apartment complex hallways with flickering lights to boot, flickering green lights. But yeah, tracking back to the beginning, we sense that there's a playful black comedic nature that certainly is a sign of some sort, but the true turnaround for the film into good teen horror entertainment is when director Lee gets more spirits and issues to deal with. The objects of resentment for these spirits that are not laid to rest, they become a key point, as does the deterioration in Nam's family, because the father has turned his back on his beliefs in this power, and although it's not, prime dramatic material, some emotions are felt. And there's a varied style on display, like flashback shot in green, step printing, and even black and white, but those manage to hit the right notes actually. And finally, we can see the dead people. The cinematography seems to brighten up just enough, and they do that in quite welcome, intense terror visions. It's not like repetition like earlier. This is intensity within each moment. Ultimately, David Lee comes out onto the Hong Kong cinema scene to establish that he can provide solid genre content, looking at this movie alone, and with his youngsters performing not in an embarrassing way at all, although it is the veterans that shine more though, especially the mother played by Amy Chum, who was in the greatly unseen My Mother is a Belly Dancer, and that was part of the Andy Lau's Focus First Cuts program. But yeah, the first half of this story, when you have seen the second half, it welcomes you back. You want to see it again. We want to see dead people again.